It's crazy to me how the whole point of a college scholarship is supposed to help a student athlete out financially, but I feel like athletes work way harder for less than what they're actually worth. I've I've been playing. I've always dreamed since I was about 8 years old of playing college basketball, being on the big screen, putting on for my favorite school. Until I reached high school and I got to learn about the whole college process, the financial part. I got to learn the whole process of playing in college. Now, vast majority of people that play in high school, middle school, junior, vast majority of them don't make it to college. Uh, I say this to say I believe student athletes should be paid in college because schools benefit a lot from players performing. Vast majority of athletes who make it to college then plan on turning pro, using college as a way to get to the pros. And my last reason is because for most athletes at a young age, money can help motivate athletes to perform better on the court or field. It helps athletes perform better. Now, this issue was first noticed around the 1960s when athletes started being recognized for attending college before turning pro. This argument didn't really start to spark until the early 2000s when more players, more coaches started being investigated for violating rules and receiving benefits far more greater than any other athlete, student, whatever the case may be. And they were investigated. Take this incident in 2000 of February. Danny O'Neill wrote an article for the Seattle Times about Michigan freshman Jamal Crawford. It stated that, this is a quote from the original article. In addition to yesterday's suspension extension, the NCAA ruled Crawford must repay $11,300 for lodging, food, gifts, and transportation he received from Hanthorne. Barry Hanthorne was a local Seattle businessman who Crawford claimed knew when he was in high school and helped him out a lot when he was playing. Now, Barry Hanthorne has nothing to do with the NCAA or the University of Michigan, other than the fact that he was in contact with Jamal Crawford. The community saw this as act of harassment towards Crawford and Hanthorne because he claimed Hanthorne, all he ever wanted to do was help a player make it to the pros, the NBA, in this case for Jamal Crawford. He claimed all he ever wanted to do was help him out to reach his dream, and the NCAA investigated him and saw that as taking gifts, bribes, and receiving benefits for performing at the level he was. Now, my first reason why student athletes should be paid is because the schools make far more majority of the money that goes into the school. Coaches, administration, everybody that keeps the school going, they receive more benefit of the doubt for the students, financial wise. Schools offer gift shops for team events. They sell players jerseys, T-shirts, keys, lanyards, a whole lot of things that could benefit a person from the sports. And then you look at Jasmine Harris wrote an article about schools receiving more money than the actual athletes themselves. She stated that just 65 schools out of the 2,078 in the NCAA, less than 3% were responsible for over $7.6 billion in revenue in 2018. $7.6 billion in just under 3% of the schools of 2,078 in total. That's a lot of money for that many schools in compared to how many schools are actually on in the NCAA. And the players don't receive any benefit of the doubt. Now, for me, money has become an essential part of life. It's just simply something you need to earn and able to live a good, healthy life. And players work hard to make a name for the school and the community, and they never receive and they don't receive anywhere close as to what the school receives for their performance. And I find that very unjust. And I feel the money can help athletes, not even financially, just it always helps to put more food on the table, clothes in their bag. And like I said, money is just an essential for life. And I find it unfair that the school receives more money from the athletes because they're the ones performing for the school. Now, my second reason is because statistically, the vast majority of athletes who make it to play at the college level, vast majority of them plan on turning pro sometime, if not after, during their collegiate career. Majority of student athletes when they play college, they don't think about school. They really work hard for the sport that they play because they believe they can use the sport to help educate, the younger generation, or even anybody in general, not even the younger generation. They believe they can use the sport to help teach those kind of people or other athletes the way of life. Look at now NBA player Ben Simmons, Ben Simmons played for Louisiana State University for the 2015-2016 season. He was a one and done, and he ended up being a #1 draft pick in the 2016 NBA draft. Nick Martin wrote that Simmons has been academically ineligible by the NCAA standards all season and on the preceding Wooden Award. The Wooden Award is an award dedicated to show student athletes, to show appreciation for athletes who perform great on the court and off, or in this case, in the classroom. Simmons recorded 19 points and 11 rebounds for his only year at Louisiana State University. And he made a statement claiming he should have received the award because he worked so hard on the court that it shouldn't have even, he believed his academic status shouldn't even have a factor in his performance. Because like him and most other athletes, they plan on turning pro and making money off playing the sport themselves. So I don't understand why the NCAA doesn't see that and just accept the fact that they're going to be paid regardless. So I think colleges should just make contracts, the legal contracts, to help students receive more financial benefit. Now, this last one may seem a little quirky or corny, but most athletes who make it to the college level grow up in low to middle income communities. It's not to besmirch those athletes, but it's to show that they really struggle financially, and once you struggle financially, then that it makes you, it helps you, it can really motivate you to work harder. And most athletes grow up living that life. Take Kevin Durant, for example, who received MVP 2014 NBA season. He stated, this is a message to his mother, "When you didn't eat, you made sure we ate." Kevin Durant spoke about how his mom worked so hard to keep him and his brother off the street, and how she always was willing to help Kevin reach his dreams, that it was enough motivation to help him make it to the NBA and recognize his mother for this great award. And that just goes to show that people who, it doesn't matter where you come from financially, money can really help change an athlete's career. And this Kevin Durant had the great chance to thank his mother in this great ceremony. So in conclusion, I just simply spoke. I believe college athletes should be paid because colleges make a lot of money off of them. Vast majority of athletes are going to turn pro anyway, and money is the main source of motivation for most athletes. Times have really changed as far as athletes making money off their names. They made it legal to where athletes can make money off endorsements, social media gatherings, just off their name. You just can't involve the school. So I want to thank you for listening, and I hope this information helps you.